came here to share this beautiful moment with Tessa. Boruchim Habayim, welcome. And the one thing we're going to start before Tessa going to come up, it's a welcome song. We're going to welcome Tessa with a welcome song, but you going to sing it. And the song is about Shalom. But we're going to start about something else that is happening this holiday in Sukkot. In Sukkot, the rabbi teaches us that it's one of the most difficult mitzvah to do. Be happy and joyful for 7 days. 7 days you have to be happy. Can you do it? 7 days non-stop. It's a commandment. It's a law. Anybody can do it? It's a hard one. You can do it. But that's what they teach us. And our ritual and tradition teach us between those 7 days how to make it happen. How we can be rejoice and happiness. But we have something else tonight that we can make us happy. That's about mitzvah. This is a good reason for us to be happy and joyful. So we're going to welcome Tessa with Evenu Shalom. It's in page 2. And if you can join us, we can get ready. Maestro. Please rise, please rise. Shalom Aleichem, Evenu Shalom Aleichem, Evenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem, Evenu Shalom Aleichem. And Tessa, please come up. Shalom Aleichem, Evenu Shalom Aleichem, Evenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleinu ve'akol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'akol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'akol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'akol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Please be seated. Here is Markam. Now we can start. We're going to continue in page 3. So you see, that's what we like you to do. Join us. Happy, joyful. This is why we are here. To be with Tessa for the first step, the beginning of the new journey in our life. So Asher Yoshveh Betecha, the song in page number 3, King David wrote it, and he teaches us by this song that whatever you are, whatever you're going to be, that's the place that you're supposed to be. And if you are there, be happy. Don't think about another place, what's happened there. You are here, this is it. So Tessa is going to teach us how King David sang 3,000 years ago, the way he used to sing. You ready? Ashley.
Ashrei
give to the bat mitzvah girl a talit for her first journey. And she became.
Huh?
You became to the what?
Huh?
Huh?
Oh.
Give a doll. Okay, so we're going to give you the blessing from mom and dad.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher asher kitzanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu b'mitzvoteh v'tzivves. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you bring your yeah. All right, there you let go. She can do it. Beautiful.
I see the best of people. May your mouth speak wisely. May your hands reach out to others. May your good name shine. May there be love in your heart and a smile on your face. May your days be filled with promise and wonder.
Because you are the soul between us, because you are peace and tranquility, because you are the spirit of our home, you will remain within our hearts forever. Come, my child, let us meet the world. Come, my child, throughout our lives let us walk in paths of pleasantness. We have loved you, our daughter, for you have brought us blessing. With tender hands we bless you in return. My daughter, knowing your love for your parents, my child, knowing you are the beloved of God, we give, daughter, our love to you, and with it, child, the blessing of our hearts.
Amen. And please join us in the Shechianu for the beautiful moment that we all are together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. A kiss, a hug? You like to...
חצי קדיש שלל, שמד קודשה בריחו, לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה, ואמרו אמן.
In page 8 we're going to continue in the Tefillah Amida, and today it's the last time we're going to bless in the prayer about the summer, and we're going to start from next week, pray for rain. That's what it is. It's coming. After Sukkot, it's all pray for the rain, for water. And if you've been in Jerusalem at this time of the year, you see everybody going to the place. It's called Ma'ayan HaShiloach. It's a river that flows by the temple. And it's tradition that everybody just touch or drink from this water, or used to bring the water to the temple. So you have a long and beautiful, great life. So page 8, 10, and Tessa going to lead us.
Okay.
Okay?
When do I? Adonai Sefer Taitita
Please join us.
Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu. Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mechayei Yaakov. Atah rav le'hoshia, mechakel ha'im behesed. Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim ve'rofeh cholim, umatir asurim, umechayem emunato lishenei afar.
Thank you. And then you want to do some drumming when they open the heart and make it more excitement for them? Open up. Slowly, slowly. Yeah. In Jerusalem, there was two rabbis, Rabbi Shammai and Rabbi Hillel. One of them was Orthodox, and one of them what we call today Reform. A man came to the Orthodox rabbi, Rabbi Shammai, and asked him, "Can you teach me the old Torah in one sentence? I want to know everything in one sentence." Rabbi Shammai said, "No, it'll take you at least 20 years to learn about the Torah, to understand the Torah. You have to get married, you have to get a family, you have to get a job, then come back to me and I teach you the Torah." The man crossed the road and went to Rabbi Hillel, and he asked Rabbi Hillel, "Can you teach me the Torah in one sentence?" Rabbi Hillel said, "Yes, I can teach you. The old Torah is in one sentence. Love everybody like you love yourself. This is the old Torah. Love everyone that you love yourself." And that's what we want to teach today Tessa here, when she received the Torah from her father as a blessing for the generation to come, that she know how to share, respect, and honor her family and each one of us.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Elohim. Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayei olam nata b'tohinu baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. So the last portion in the Torah is about Moses, 120 years. And this is the last moment that he see all his 12 sons. And it's tradition when somebody, before he passed away, give a blessing to the son. And they say, when you get a blessing for somebody in the last moment, you create your future. It's the most powerful energy blessing that you can get. And that's what Moses did to the 12th tribe. So when you finish the book and you start the new book, there's 3 words that we all bless each other for the new year to come. Chazak, chazak, v'nitchazek. So please join me together. Chazak. 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 V'nitchazek. And you get ready for the new year.
The second Aliyah I'm going to call the grandparents. It's Ervin and Katie, which in Hebrew they call Keturah and Itzkov. Ben David.
Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim laila vayhi erev vayhi boker yom echad.
Good.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emes v'chayei olam notah b'socheinu.
ויאמר אלוהים יהי רקיע בתוך המים ויהי מבדיל בין מים למים ויקרא אלוהים ברקיע שמיים את הרקיע ויבדל בין המים אשר מתחת לרקיע ובין המים אשר מעל הרקיע ויהי ויקרא אלוהים ברקיע שמיים ויהי ערב ויהי בוקר יום שני.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'charbani v'kol ha'ayim v'natan lanu b'chol Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu
Amen.
Yeah.
All right, that's I'm right singing. You do the speech.
Me?
Yes, you
Oh.
do. You know your speech.
Your speech is waiting.
Oh, okay. Thank you to all those who traveled to Aspen for my bat mitzvah, and to all you from here. My Torah portion is the first portion of the Torah, Genesis 1. It is about the beginning, the creation of the universe. A rabbi once taught that there are 70 faces to the Torah. That means that we can interpret the Torah in many different ways without changing its original wording. Just as the Torah can be interpreted in many ways, so can the story of creation. I would like to share with you a few beliefs about the creation from different cultures. Let's begin with the Egyptians, one of the oldest faiths in the world. To the Egyptians, the creation began in a universe of darkness and swirling chaos. There was nothing but endless dark water existing in this world. There was a god named Heka, god of magic, who waited the moment of creation. Out of this watery silence rose the hill, known as the Ben, upon which the great god Atum stood. Atum looked upon the nothingness and recognized his loneliness, and so he gave birth to Shu, god of air, and Sefnut, goddess of moisture. These children created offsprings that together became the start of the universe. Next, I will share the Greek belief of the creation. Greeks believed that in the beginning there was only chaos. From this chaos, Gaia, the earth, Tartarus, the great region beneath the earth, and Eros, the god of love, were created. This chaos also brought Erebus, the darkness of the netherworld, and night, the darkness over the earth. From these elements, all the rest of the godliness were created. As you can see, most myths from various places believe that the creation started with chaos and darkness. I would also like to share with you the scientific theory for creation, the Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory states that from nothingness, something was created. It was created through a collision of energy and light that was millions of times bigger and hotter than the sun. This collision caused matter to spread all over the universe that billions of years later had finally cooled down and material was made. That material was the stars, the sun, the planets, the universe. This theory is also similar to the other stories of creation, that something came from nothing. Now I would like to return to my Torah portion and the story of creation. It is similar to the Big Bang Theory and the other stories. The only thing that's different is that the Torah created timing. The Torah also generated day and night, a week, months, and the most special day for Judaism, Shabbat. Shabbat is the covenant between us and God, and it brings us together as a family and community. The Torah that I read from today is very special. It is from the Czech Republic, and it was written almost 100 years back. When the Nazis invaded Europe during the Holocaust, they confiscated all Jewish belongings, including Torahs, and they took absolutely no care of them. They threw the Torahs, piled them on top of each other, and much worse. This is one of those Torahs. Only around 1,500 survived. It is such an honor to be able to read from such a holy script that reminds us of our history. I would like to share with you about my mitzvah project. You all probably know how much me and my family love dogs. Every year we host a fundraiser for Karma Rescue, and I always look forward to seeing the dogs that they bring each year. One year, around 6 years back, they brought a very special one. His name is Chip. Chip got his temper while in the pound, a common disease in canines, most often fatal. Chip somehow survived, but he has a lifelong side effect of shaking. Because of this, no one wanted to adopt him. I was the first to meet Chip out of my family. I fell in love with him immediately. Then I showed him to my brother, and he did too. Together we went to our parents, begging them to allow us to get him. Mom was very skeptical at first, but then she finally allowed it. He was the missing puzzle piece in our family. A few weeks later, Johnny and I decided to organize a fundraiser to raise money to stop his temper, so no other dog would have to go through the troubles that Chip did. This relates to my mitzvah project, where I am volunteering at an adoption agency with Karma. We are playing with the dogs and getting them the things that they need. I did my first volunteering day last week. Lastly, I would like to thank my mom and dad, the most supportive, kind, and caring people I know. They were there for me every step of the way in preparing for this day, especially Mom, who was working for hours on end to make sure today was perfect, and it is. I know it didn't seem like I really cared when I complained about studying my Torah portion or writing my speech, but I do. Thank you so much, both of you. And Johnny, you can be really annoying, but I love you. Thank you all for coming. Shabbat Shalom and Happy New Year.
Tessa, today you are becoming a bat mitzvah. You know me, I'm always uber diligent, so in preparing for the speech, I looked up what the word bat mitzvah meant, and the literal translation is daughter of commandment. Given that you're now officially a teenager and resist anything remotely like a command, I figured that wasn't the right way to go, so I'm going to talk about what bat mitzvah is conventionally taken to mean, which is a rite of passage. At this juncture, you are leaving childhood and embarking on a new chapter in life with more independence and increased responsibilities. I know you recognize this because ever since you started 7th grade in September, you've been taking advantage of that great new adventure of all teenage girls, the mall. You did an amazing job today. I'm so proud of you. I know it wasn't easy for you to have to practice from miles away, FaceTiming Dahlia and Itzhak, but you did a fabulous job, and it was very brave of you to get up here and sing in front of all these people, so I'm very proud of you, and I'm proud, but I'm not surprised, because ever since you were a toddler, you threw yourself into everything you do with excitement, joy, and adventure. Grandpa Ed, who absolutely adored you, used to say he never saw you walk. You were always running or skipping or dancing from one thing to another, tackling each challenge with an awesome attitude and with style. When you were only one, I predicted that you would summit Mount Everest in Prada. Given how much you love these mountains and you chose to have your bat mitzvah here, I think that my prediction will come true. Since you're such a warm and engaging and interesting person, people often ask me, what do I think Tessa will do with her life? And I usually say I think Tessa's going to be a brand. Tessa, a lifestyle brand. And when you get to the reception, everybody here will see what I mean, because this was all your vision today. I just kind of tried to execute on it and bring it to fruition. I'm way too wonky to be a branding person, but I've learned enough to know that every brand needs its core values. You have so many deeply held values that it was hard for me to choose, but I came up with a few. To me, Tessa means adventure, fun, tenacity, beauty, and love. Tessa, who's Tessa? Tessa, you are the most adventurous person I know. You're always up for excitement and adventure. At 13, you've already traveled all over the world with Johnny, Dad, and I, and you're constantly pushing us to go to more and more exotic places. While I have no intention of going to South Sudan like you suggested last year, I really admire and cherish this part of you. Anyone who knows you knows you're tons of fun. You're always laughing, singing, and cracking jokes. Everyone could see that last night when you were running in and out and doing the line dancing. Nothing's ever mundane when you're around. You always have a plan to make life more festive. And I'm so glad that we could have this day to celebrate you and make your life more festive, because you bring joy into my life every day. While you're fun, you're also tenacious. Once you put your mind to something, you give it your all, and you won't stop until you've accomplished what you set your mind to. I've seen you bike, hike, and climb these mountains, as well as barrel down the slopes in winter. When you fall down, you get back up. When you're exhausted, you muster the will to keep on going. You also apply this to your academics. I've seen you stay up to 2 in the morning when you didn't start your homework until late that night, but you kept on going and you got it done. The lawyer in me also loved when you did mock trial and I saw you make objection after objection after objection. I wonder where that comes from. You're particularly fierce when you're fighting for something you believe in. You mentioned Chip in your speech. You made it sound like you just said, "Mom, can I please have a dog?" And I said, "Yes," but no, you said, "Mom, I really want the dog, Mom, please, Mom," and you wouldn't stop hounding me until I gave in. Beauty. Tessa, anyone who knows you knows that you're beautiful inside and out, but you also see beauty in everything around you. When you stop and look at a sunset, you never pass one by. You describe it in such eloquent terms. I know that you see things I don't. You also bring beauty to our lives. You're always decorating a cake, making an art project. You have an incredible eye and a desire to make everything beautiful. And finally, love. Tessa, it is true that the more love we give, the more we get. You are here in I said room, but we're actually on a beautiful lawn in the mountains, full of people who love you because of how much love you show everyone. I've never known anyone with a kinder heart or a greater ability to make people feel cared for. All throughout your school years, you've had wonderful friends because you know how to love. You put yourself in others' shoes, you stand by them through thick and thin, and you are incredibly generous. You also sense when people are sad or uncomfortable and lend them a helping hand. I remember you doing this the first day of kindergarten, and you continue to exhibit these traits until this day. So what do I wish for you in the future? I hope that you continue to have wonderful friends and family who love and support you. I hope you reach the top of every mountain you want to climb, both literally and figuratively. And I hope you travel the world, but always return home to where Daddy and I are waiting for you. And if you continue to live by your core values, I know all this and more will be yours. I love you. Mazel tov.
I read Donna's speech and I realized I shouldn't repeat all of the amazing tributes my daughter has. And I should just talk about my experiences with her. But for the record, Tessa, as usual, I'm coasting on Mom's work, and I'm saying all those things Mom said right here. I just want to say that. I always figured raising a boy would be easy for me. But what would I do with a girl? So at today's party, you'll see a prototypical bat mitzvah montage video, and I think it does a very good job of answering that question. Tessa's interesting. She loves most everything in life. You can't share her passion for cooking or fine food or clothes or the stupid teenage videos she's become addicted to on Netflix. But when you watch the montage, you'll see I don't need to worry about what I'll do with my girl. You'll see videos and pictures of her flying through the air skiing here in Aspen at 10 years old. You'll see pictures of her doing things like rappelling off a 100-foot cliff, shooting guns at a rifle range, rock climbing, mountain bike riding here in Aspen down the Black Diamond Trail, wakeboarding, doing a mud run with me at the age of something like 7, galloping on a horse, and ziplining at 4 years old. At age 4, she was climbing the 30 or so foot rock wall here in Aspen with me yelling at her from the bottom, "What do Weisses never do?" and her yelling back at 4 years old, "Never give up." All of you know I took Johnny on a more than 6-week bicycle trip across Europe in 2016. So when Donna picked Johnny and I up at LAX after that trip with Tessa, I climbed the back seat of our minivan to spend some time with Tessa since I hadn't seen her in almost 2 months. After this long trip, traveling was not on my mind. But before we'd even left the airport, Tessa handed me her iPad, and she wanted to show me the list of the top 10 ideas she had come compiled for her daddy-daughter trip for 2017. It was an interesting list. It wasn't what you would think a young girl would present to her dad. She was 11 at the time, and the list was for this summer when she was 12. But to give you, I don't remember everything on the list, but to give you an idea, some of the items included, as her mother mentioned, the South Sudan, Ethiopia, and base camp at Mount Everest. Tessa has an adventurous spirit. Tessa, over the coming months, she and I did some negotiating on what her trip would be, and we ended up agreeing on a hiking trip in Mongolia. So this summer, she and I did a 9-day, 120-mile hike by the Mongolian-Russian border in the mountains. And this was not a hotel trip. We camped every night. We had no showers the entire trip, and the rivers were too cold to bathe in. And she loved it. She never complained. And even in the 2 days when we were attacked by a myriad of biting insects, she didn't complain. She's not a wuss. She also has a rebellious spirit. And when Donna asked me to take Tessa for her haircut, my first time doing it, she was around 9. I brought her back with her hair partially dyed pink. Anyway, I have so many fun stories about you to share, but most of that is that common theme of a love of adrenaline. But I also wanted to close out the speech and reinforce one part of Donna's speech, even though I promise I won't repeat her recitation of great qualities. Tessa, while you're fun, Mom and I are even more impressed with how nice you are to everyone else. You're beautiful, smart, athletic, and very comfortable in all social environments. But you're never catty or mean. You're a nice person. You're a mensch. And for those of you who don't know the term, it's Yiddish, and it basically means you're just a good, noble person. Thank you for being a great daughter.
Well, first of all, I wasn't told I was supposed to write a 15-minute speech, so it's probably gonna be like 2. I'm just gonna skip like the whole thing where you say, "Oh, these 13 years have been gone so fast," because it hasn't. It's been a long ride, but nonetheless, it's been good. Okay. Tessa has always been a caring sister. She's the kind of person who spends hours of her time to help solve others' problems. Some of my greatest memories have been with her. She's a tough girl who would try anything. She has gone along with with a lot of my stupidity. One time I made her hit the big jumps on this mountain. She didn't go fast enough and didn't follow me. She hurt herself, and I made her get back up and walk up, and she did it reluctantly, but nonetheless she did it. Okay. From as far back as I can remember, Tessa has always had my back. When she was 4 years old, and she went trick-or-treating, and she would ask for extra candy for me, even though I was right beside her. Many times when I had done something to her and been punished by my parents, she begged for them to forego my punishment. Tessa's name spelled backwards is Asset. My sister has always been that to me. Oh, wait, where am I? She has many talents. She's an amazing cook and makes the best pavlova in the Northern Hemisphere. She's an amazing student, great at Spanish and art. Also, she's a multitasker. She's the only person that I know that can do her algebra while watching some teen drama that barely qualifies for entertainment. At full volume, also. She has, I hope that Tessa and I will continue to have a strong bond. In conclusion, I love you more than Kanye West loves himself. Mazel tov.
So we continue on page 19. Please rise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher mitzvot ha'ma'ariv aravim. Praised are you, source of blessings, who had ordained the rhythm of life. You create each day and night afresh, rolling light in front of darkness and darkness in front of light, so gently that no moment is quite like the one before or after. Second by second, you make day pass into night and night into day, and you alone know the boundary point dividing one from the other. We give thanks for the day and its tasks, and for the night and its rest. Praised are you, God, who bring the evening. אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים.
In page 20, the Shema, please join us.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Shem Kevod, Shalchuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher nehi mitzvaha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta b'am ve'shivtecha bebetecha u'lektecha v'ader u'shukbecha u'kumecha u'kshamtam leot al yadecha ve'hayu letonakot b'neinecha u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'vishamecha.
Please be seated. We continue on page 21, and this is the more time to say thank you for everyone that came here. Thank you for all of the beauty that we have surround us. Thank you for the band, Tommy, Bo, Steve, and Eden. Thank you for you, Dana, that you made all of this to all of us and invite us here. And thank you, Tessa, for beautiful time. For 1 year that I can hear you and Dalia practicing. And here is the moment that Dalia want to give you also a blessing and a prayer after that. No. Okay, so page 21, please join us with Tapanas.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
In page 22, imagine Tessa chose this song, but she wants all of you sing this together with her. And Bo, if you're ready, we are on. Go.
Then there's no heaven. It's easy if you try.
Bo.
No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all
turn to bless Tessa. And I want to tell you a little bit about the journey we did together. It started in May this year, 5 months. And what she accomplished in 5 months, you can see it today. It's amazing because we did it on Skype all the time. Tessa, on behalf of Rabbi Yitzhak and me, I want to present you with certificate that you finish your bat mitzvah journey and a set of candlestick that might give you these candlesticks remind you of this special moment when you become a bat mitzvah and will guide you your way to Judaism every Friday when you will light the Shabbat candles and during Jewish holidays. And when you light this candle, think about darker place in the world that doesn't have this light, and hopefully it will light their way too. So, Mazel Tov and congratulations.
Amen, Mazel Tov. This is it. This is it. Shabbat Shalom to all of you. Thank you all you came. So turn to the right, turn to the left. Bless the one next to you in Shabbat Shalom. And on page 24, the band gonna lead us with En Keloheinu. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.